It's 12 noon and time for Today in Mobile with Dot Moore.
The first thing I did on television, my reaction was, why didn't I think of this before? So I decided, well, I'll just stick with this and try to make something of it.
That was 1963, but even then, Dorothy Follett Moore was no ingenue. She had already run a successful business and was twice widowed. At an age when many people begin to slow down, Dot Moore leaped headlong into a new career in what was then a relatively new industry.
Because I had no training. There were no schools to teach you anything about electronic world.
So she found her own way, launching the first of what would become 4 local television shows.
That's delicious.
Dot would also become a fixture on Government Street through 33 years of Mardi Gras parades, bringing the joy and madness of Fat Tuesday to anyone stuck at home. And though she didn't think much about it then, Dot was something of a pioneer, paving the way for women broadcasters in Mobile.
All I did was do the best I knew how to do, but you had to break your own ground then.
She got to define what television is.
WALA's general manager Joe Cook has worked with Dot since he joined the station in 1981. He says it's impossible to underestimate her impact on the industry.
People don't really relate the fact that this whole medium was invented and became public in the late 40s. In this town, the station signed on in 53. And, so in 63, the station had only been here for 10 years. She, along with the people who were in the business at the time, defined what television is all about.
Much of the ground Dot broke was in Hollywood and New York. In the late 60s, NBC began flying Dot to both coasts 3 times a year for celebrity interviews. Over the next 15 years, the biggest stars in the entertainment industry came into our living rooms with Dot.
I've seen you on Andy Williams' show on our channel just recently.
Well, that makes me feel good that you were watching.
She even landed guest appearances on their shows.
Films that we took on the High Chaparral in Tucson.
It was wonderful to be a part of the epitome of our industry. It was a golden time. That's all there is to it.
But the advent of satellites put an end to those golden years, and changing technology would put a greater emphasis on WALA's news operation. Dot's daily live half-hour show was shifted to tape, but even then it was no less lively, her dedication to producing a quality half-hour of broadcasting not diminished a bit. Even after 40 years, Dot still comes into the station every day and still loves the job she feels blessed to have. It's the key, she thinks, to her longevity, though her success has not been without sacrifice. She admits she hasn't had a very active life beyond the camera.
I think really that way back in my personal life, I had a lot of sadness, like a lot of people do. I lost 2 husbands very young by death, raised a son, and I think I just sort of married the business, made it a real passion instead of a job. But that would dress up the table along with everything.
And that passion still burns strong. Retirement is out of the question, Dot says, as long as she feels she's contributing something. And General Manager Joe Cook says she may have her show as long as she likes.
Dot is a part of the culture of this city. And why would you want to stop that?
I hope that it will go into the millennium a few years. Who knows? Have you ever heard of anybody 100 years old doing this show?
No, but we wouldn't be a bit surprised to find that Dot Moore, who set the standard for many of us, has raised the bar that much higher.
3, 2.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for joining us.